Have you been in a situation where people have asked you personal questions? Well, good manners and etiquettes require that people refrain from asking personal questions. But most of the people do not understand good manners and they end up asking you personal questions. What are personal questions? These could be questions like, what is your age? How much do you earn? What's your salary like? Why are you divorced? Why aren't you going for a baby? Why are you single? Imagine a stranger coming up to you and asking you, why did you have to go to the doctor? What is the ailment that you're suffering from? Seriously, really, these are not questions to be asked. These are personal questions. Good manners, they don't allow you to ask such questions. Asking personal questions is rude, it is vulgar, it is against good manners, but still people do not understand, they become nosy and they ask you such questions. So what do you do when people ask you such personal questions? Well, I have a list of 6 ways that you can get away from these situations without having to answer these personal questions. So let's look at them one by one. Number 1, you could avoid the question and pretend that you did not hear the question. Number 2, you could divert the conversation into some other direction. For example, you could compliment the person on his or her attire, or you could ask the person about his or her work. Number 3, stare at the person, look the person in the eye and politely say, it's too personal a question, I don't think I really want to answer it. Or you could say, are you really serious? Or you could say, I don't think you really meant to ask me that question. Or you could say, are you joking? And just laugh it off. You could say, I'm sure you didn't mean to ask such a question. Number 4, if the person is a complete stranger or probably not well acquainted, you could be outrightly rude and say, I don't think this question should be of any concern to you. Number 5, you could counter question. For example, if someone says, what is your age? You could counter question and ask the person, take a guess. What do you think my age is? Let the person quote a number. The person will definitely try to quote a very small or a very high number because he or she wants to coax out information from you. So depending on what the person says and how you feel about it, you could say, you're close, or you could say, maybe you're right. Number 6, there could be questions about your life or your career which are too personal and you would not like to answer them. For example, somebody asking you about some sales deal that you have got into, or somebody asking you for some treatment that you are undergoing, or somebody wants you to share your client list. These are questions which you may not want to answer. So you could just keep nodding so that you can buy some time and then say, I would need some time to process the details and get the current status, and I could get back to you later in time. So just avoid the question. So remember friends, it is your prerogative to whether to answer or not to answer to such personal questions. You have every right to refuse. You cannot allow someone to coax any information out of you if you do not want it. You can be straightforward, upfront, rude about it, or you could be diplomatic about it. It is your style which you can use for handling such personal questions. So hope this helps the next time somebody gets nosy. So take care. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.